Ministry of Foreign Affairs has announced that former US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will be arriving in Taiwan next Wednesday for what will likely be a high visibility 4-day... The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has announced that former US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will be arriving in Taiwan next Wednesday for what will likely be a high visibility 4-day trip both at home and abroad. And I spoke with regular ICRT commentator Ross Feingold about the timing of the trip.
Well, timing is interesting for a few reasons. One, clearly, he didn't want to come during the height of the pandemic, didn't want to travel overseas. He still is coming when Taiwan has restrictions on inbound travelers. They have to quarantine. They need special approval to enter. Obviously, if the quarantine is still in place on the day he arrives, he's going to get a waiver, which is not available to me and you. Timing, of course, is amid the international attention on the Ukraine situation, which will probably detract from the news coverage. Obviously, there'll be news coverage here. There'll probably be news coverage from TV networks that are very friendly to Pompeo, but there's not going to be the global news coverage if there's going to be a shooting war in Ukraine over the next week.
And of course, the government continues to talk to people from the Trump administration. I believe that Foreign Minister Joseph Wu recently had a conversation with Mark Esper.
This will not make the Biden administration happy. So no matter how MOFA or the Taiwan government try to spin that, the reality is that talking to Pompeo or a lesser extent Esper, who's got a book coming out, but is not the prominent media personality or potential presidential candidate that Pompeo is, being friendly with the political enemies, frankly, of the Biden administration is not going to make the Biden administration happy. Hopefully the Taiwan government weighed the pros and cons of doing it. There's a big difference between, for example, about a year ago, Mike Pompeo visited Twin Oaks, which is the Taiwan government's big mansion in Washington, D.C., had a nice get-together with Xiao Kim, the representative in the U.S. That's one thing. Welcoming him here to Taiwan and treating him, inevitably he's going to be treated like a hero. There's going to be a lot of loving shown to Pompeo, and he's getting to meet President Tsai. This just won't make the Biden administration happy.